Very good evening to everyone. Welcome you all to our monthly Dhamma talk in English for children. And as usual, before we start the session, I would like to request you all to recite Namo Tassa 3 times in order to observe 5 precepts. Say Namo Tassa 3 times. Repeat after me. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Sarana-gamanang sampunnang. Panatipatha veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surāmeraya majjapamā dattāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Tisaranena saddhim pañcasīlaṃ dhammaṃ sādhukaṃ surakkitaṃ kattvā appamādena sampādetabbhaṃ. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammā sambuddhassa. Abhivādana sīrissa niccang vaddhāpacāyino Catthāro dhammā vaddhanti āyuvanno sukhang balang. Very good evening to everyone. Dear children, friends in the Dhamma, and meritorious friends. As usual, you all have gathered from your own places to listen to the teachings of the Buddha. As usual, you all are with me today to listen to the beautiful teachings of the Buddha. We have been conducting this series of Dhamma talk for a few months already now. And I'm very happy to be talking to you today with a very new, special, beautiful teachings of the Buddha. And you all know that monthly we have a special Dhamma talk in English for children, for the sake of their own life and for the sake of their knowledge, improving their knowledge of the Dhamma. And today, Dhamma talk is sponsored by poor families, and at the end of the Dhamma talk, I will personally bless them, having mentioned their purposes as well. And the merits that we accumulate through this Dhamma talk, through these great meritorious deeds, be with them, be with all the members of those families who have sponsored for this Dhamma talk. And having that in my mind, I kindly request you all to stop all your duties or activities at the moment. If you are engaged in doing something, just focus your attention towards my talk and behave properly and try to show some respect to the teachings of the Buddha. You are not going to listen to my talk, you are listening to the teachings of the Buddha. And I am teaching here not my own discovery, I am teaching here not my own teachings, but I am teaching you the great teachings of the Lord Buddha. So if you want to be protected, if you want to get results from the teachings of the Buddha, and if you want to be protected by the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, you have to have some kind of respect towards the teachings of the Buddha. If you have some confidence and respect to the teachings of the Buddha, definitely you will experience the great results of those beautiful teachings of the Buddha. And listen carefully, try to listen attentively, and try to remember them, at least some of important factors of the talk that I am talking now. And later on, please put them into practice. Please apply those teachings to your life. That is how you should make use of this Dhamma talk and make use of these beautiful teachings of the Buddha. And today, I have just recited one of the beautiful verses of the Dhammapada. Have you heard about the Dhammapada? Yes. You may all are familiar with the book called Dhammapada. Dhammapada, the book is considered as a book, handbook of all the Buddhists, right? If you know about other people's religions like Christianity and Muslim, they have some kind of textbook, right? Like Bible for Christian and Quran for Muslim. So for Buddhists, we have handbook. It is called Dhammapada. This Dhammapada contains beautiful teachings of the Buddha in verses, and all the verses are related with the beautiful stories. So those stories and the poems tell us very beautiful and meaningful lessons and teachings to make our life correct. So today I'm here to teach you something very special from this verse. You may have heard this verse from monks if you have come to temple. And if you are a Buddhist, I am pretty sure that you may have heard this verse before. Usually monks recite this stanza, this verse, at the end of all the religious activities. For example, if you come to the temple to offer some things to the monk and to conduct the Bodhi Puja or whatever religious activities, at the end of all the religious session, venerable monks usually recite this stanza, this verse, this poem. But have you known, do you know the meaning behind this beautiful verse of the Buddha, which contains in the Dhammapada? Do you know that? This special verse, it has very beautiful and meaningful meaning behind it. I am here to teach you, I am here to tell you the importance, the meaning of this beautiful verse of the Dhammapada. Abhivadana silissa niccang vaddhapachayino Chattaro Dhamma Vaddhanti Ayu Vanno Sukhang Balang. For somebody who shows some respect to the virtuous characters, or who is always paying respect to the virtuous monks and nuns and venerable monks, For those people, 4 great qualities in them are developed. What are those 4 great qualities that you can develop if you venerate your parents, if you venerate your brothers and sisters and teachers, if you venerate venerable monks and Buddha? What kind of things, what kind of benefits you may get? There are 4 things that you can accumulate, that you can get and achieve or develop by showing and respecting monks and nuns and also mothers, brothers and sisters and so on. What are those 4 great qualities that you may increase and develop in you if you do respect? First one, the Buddha said that longevity is increased, longevity is developed in you. Are you? Your longevity will be developed. Not only your longevity, your beauty of complexion is developed and increased. Are you one? The sukha, happiness is developed, and strength, mental and physical strength is developed. If you really venerate and respect the Buddha, monks and nuns, and also your parents and grandparents and your teachers and elderly people. That's what the Buddha tells us about this stanza. And I want to tell you the story behind this beautiful verse. Why Lord Buddha wanted to teach this? What is the reason for him to deliver this stanza? It's a beautiful incident, children. Listen carefully, okay? Once there were 2 ascetics during the times of the Buddha. Do you know who the ascetics are? Like Brahmins, the ascetics who practice some kind of religious practices, aiming towards to achieve some goals, spiritual goals in their life. So these 2 ascetics, 2 Brahmins, they renounced from their lay life and they went to the forest and start practicing celibacy life or Brahmin life, or we can say monastic life. Having spent some time practicing all those austerities or practices, one Brahmin, he thought to himself, it is enough for me now. I had to give up this celibacy life because I want to bring my lineage to the society. I want to protect my lineage of my parents. I want to bring my lineage to the future. So if I practice these monastic practices, no one will be there to bring my lineage to the future. So therefore I must say goodbye to my monk life. So I must say goodbye to this celibacy life and should go back to the lay life. So one of those ascetics thought in that way, and then he left from his celibacy life. And he sold his house and his properties, and he bought 100 cattle and 100 pieces of gold coins together with a woman. What is the purpose of having those things? He wanted to build a family life. A family life. You know that you may feel like it's strange. Why he wanted to buy 100 cattle or cows? You know what? During the times of the Buddha, people who had many cows, if you can have 100 over cows, that means you are rich, right? Your wealth is depend on how many cows you have at the times of the Buddha. If you have thousands of cows, cattle, that means you were considered as a rich person, according to the times of the Buddha. So he bought up 100 cattle and also gold coins, and together with the woman. And they spent some time together with each other happily and fulfilling all their wishes and expectations. And then, having spent their family time, finally they got a baby, they got a child, right? And after the child was born, they intended to bring the child to his previous friend, who was a Brahmin, who was ascetic. So they brought the newly born child to that ascetic. And then he went there and met the ascetic. Actually, that ascetic, he came to the city, he came to that area for food or for something else. Then this friend who started family life, he came to know that his previous friend has visited the city. So he went there and met him. And the ascetic, he felt so happy having seen this beautiful family together with the newborn baby. So, usually, if you visit a monk or religious person or character, usually you respect, right? According to how you practice. If you worship monks, you usually kneel down. You kneel down and you worship them. Like you in front of your parents, you may kneel down and worship them. Like that. This family, the husband and wife, they worship that ascetic. When they worship ascetic, when they venerated the ascetic say, "May you live long." That's how that ascetic wished for them. So they were rejoiced and they were very happy with the response of that ascetic. And then this ascetic, this lay person and the woman, the mother and father, they took the child and placed in front of the ascetic. But the ascetic did not say anything. He kept quiet. He didn't say anything to that newborn child. The mother and father felt very sad. Of course, it's indeed they must feel sad, right? Because the ascetic kept quiet. Then they asked the reason. Why didn't you tell to my newborn child anything? Why didn't you wish for his long life? What is the matter? Could you please explain to me the reason why you did not say anything to my newborn child? Then, well, I didn't say anything because your child, he has no long life. He may die within 7 days. His lifespan is very short. So that's why I didn't say anything. Having heard that, mother and father felt very sad. Then asked, is there any solution to cure, to overcome from that short life or short death of my son? He said, I can only know and I can only see his short life, but I can't tell what can I do. I can't give any solution to cure that problem. But I can reckon you, I can suggest you to go to the Buddha, and he may know very well, he may understand very well, and he may instruct you, he may tell you what you need to do. Please go and meet him and consult him. So they were very happy because they got a positive answer from that ascetic. So straight away they took their child and went to the Buddha. And in front of the Buddha, the mother and father kneeled down and worshipped the Buddha. Likewise, the Buddha wished them. The Buddha said, may both of you live longer. May you live longer. Like that. Again, the mother and father were very happy, having heard the courteous greeting of the Buddha, and then they felt happy. And again, the mother and father took the baby and placed the baby in front of the Buddha. But the Buddha, like the ascetic, did not say anything. He kept quiet. And he asked again, why? Why, Lord Buddha, you didn't say anything to my son? What is the matter? Could you please explain to us? Then the Buddha kindly told to them, yes, your son is going to die within 7 days. That's why I didn't say anything. He has not got long life. His longevity will finish very soon. So that's why I didn't say anything. So mother and father felt very sad. And they asked Buddha, is there anything that I can do to rescue my son? Is there any option? Is there any instructions that I can do to recover from that incident? So then the Buddha said that, okay, I can instruct you, I can tell you, I can ask you to do this thing, and then your child may increase his longevity. And he asked, what is that? The Buddha asked them to go back to their home and build a pavilion. Do you know what the pavilion is? Yeah, if you have visited or if you have seen some overnight chanting, usually some temples, they organize overnight chanting, right? For the chanting, they usually make a pavilion, a special pavilion. We call it mandapa. So they usually build a pavilion. The Buddha asked them to build a pavilion in front of their house and asked them to put the chairs inside the pavilion. And then the Buddha said that I will invite venerable monks to go to your house and start chanting for 7 days, continuously 7 days chanting for your child. Then they were very happy, and they straight away went to the house and they built a beautiful pavilion. And then monks went there and they started chanting for seven days continuously, consecutive 7 days without stopping. And on the 7th day, the Lord Buddha approached, and Lord Buddha himself went to that house, and he also chanted for that baby. And then there was a demon or spirit. That demon and its spirit is the one who intended to kill and take that baby. So the demon approached there, and the demon saw that there were plenty of beautiful celestial beings in there, and also divine beings are covered. A baby is covered by divine being and celestial beings. So they knew, the demon knew that he couldn't approach the baby, he couldn't attack the baby. He knew that he can't reach the baby because the baby is covered by the monks, baby is covered by the deities, and baby is covered by the celestial beings. So the demon could not reach and attack the baby. And then the baby was rescued, and his long life increased. He got his fullest long life actually. And then the baby grew up, and after he grown up, he went to the Buddha and asked the Buddha, how can I increase my long life? And what is the secret of increasing my long life? Then the Buddha uttered these special verses. Buddha said that it is not only your long life, you may increase your beauty of your complexion and your happiness and your physical and mental strength. If you do worship, if you do venerate, if you do respect the monks and nuns and the Buddha and also your parents. So children, my question is now, what are the qualities that you can increase if you respect your mother and father, if you respect the Buddha, and if you respect monks and nuns, and also if you respect elderly people? Can you tell me what are those qualities? What are those qualities you want to improve? First one, your long life will be increased. Who likes to die soon? Who likes to die in their early ages? Do you like? Nobody likes to die early in their early ages. Everybody likes to die soon after they experience their long life. Nobody likes to die when they are very young, right? That's why they try their best to increase their long life. That's why we eat good food. That's why we eat nutritious food. That's why we eat medicine. That's why we take all those precautions and treatments in order to increase our long life. Nobody likes to die soon. That's same like us, right? So if you want to increase your long life, this is the best method. You stop taking all those precautions. You stop taking all those treatments. You stop taking all those vitamins and supplements. Please try to practice these practices. Practice of venerating the Buddha, venerating the monks and your parents. Then you may increase your long life and followed by other things as well. So, and my another question is, now, who is the first person to be respected in our life? Can anyone tell me? Who is the first person to be respected as your understanding? Who is that? The first person to be respected is the Lord Buddha. The Lord Buddha is the one who is worthiest to be respected in our first place. He will be the worthiest person to be respected at first place. Why? Why do we have to respect the Buddha for the first place? It is because there are uncountable reasons for respecting the Buddha for the first place, at the first place. Why? It is because of the Buddha we have these beautiful teachings of the Buddha. And Buddha is the one who taught us something to be done and something not to be done. If something is bad, please avoid that. If something is good, please practice that. So you get that kind of beautiful teachings from the Buddha. Having born into this world, the Buddha was not so selfish. He started his journey thinking about all the people. He had such kind of compassionate mind to rescue all the people from this samsara. So he started his journey practicing all those perfections to the fullest. And finally, he was able to attain into Buddhahood. And having attained into Buddhahood, he did not keep quiet. He wanted to reveal his beautiful message to the world for the sake of all the sentient beings in the world. And then he taught his beautiful discovery to the many people. So he started teaching his beautiful discovery to the many people. And because of that, many people were able to release from their sufferings, mentally and physically. So they got full of happiness in their day-to-day life. They could develop their mind to the fullest of happiness because of his beautiful teachings of the Buddha. If the Buddha had not attained into Buddhahood, we would not have his beautiful teachings in the world today. And there won't be any monks in the present time if the Buddha had not started his spiritual journey. And now we have 5 precepts, it's because of the Buddha. We have temples because of the Buddha. We have Dhamma talks here, it's because of the Buddha. We have all these beautiful, meritorious deeds in our life is because of the Buddha. So then, it is our responsibility to respect. It is our duty to be respect. It is our obligation to respect the Buddha in our first place. In our first place, Buddha is worthiest person to be respected. Right? Now you know why do we have to respect the Buddha. For the first place, at the first place, right? And question is, how do we respect the Buddha then? How do we? The Buddha is no longer with us physically. Is Buddha with us physically? No, he is not with us physically anymore. He has gone. He has attained into Parinibbana more than 2,500 years ago. He is not with us anymore physically, but his beautiful teachings are with us. And his beautiful remains are with us. And his symbolic items are with us, right? And the things that he used when he was alive are still with us, like Srima Bodhi tree, and also relics of the Buddha, and also some other things still remain with us. And the statues of the Buddha, representative statues of the Buddha, are with us today, right? Without Buddha statues, we do not know how the Buddha looked like, and we don't know how the Buddha looked like if we do not have Buddha statues. So like now, in our shrine, you can see a beautiful big Buddha statue. So from that statue, we can recognize, we can think, we can believe, and we can have some ideas. This is how Buddha looked like, right? So, my question is, do you have a Buddha statue at your home? I believe, I trust you may all have. And my question is, where have you placed that Buddha statues at your home? Have you put those Buddha statues on the ground, on the floor of your house? Have you? Children, I question you, I ask you, where have you put your statues? You must have a special allocated places or allocated place at your home to place the Buddha statue. You must have a special Buddha kuti or special room for the Buddha to worship. That's how you should do. And you should not place the statues of the Buddha on the ground. Why? Because if you do that, that is really disrespect to the Buddha and his teaching. So you must always find a good place and hire a place, allocated place, and allocated places or place at your home or in your home to place the Buddha. Sadly, I have seen some people, they have placed the statues or pictures of the Buddha on the floor, but the pictures of their family members, their parents and children, they are on the wall, or they are on the desk, or in a higher place. But the statues of the Buddha are on the floor. That is not good. That's really bad. That means you disrespect the Buddha and his teaching. And also I have seen the statues of the Buddha they have placed and they have put outside of their houses, on the ground, on the garden, in the garden, on the floor, or on the garden. They have put as a decorative item, right? So if it rains, the statue gets rains. If it's dry season, the statue gets dries. And when the bird wants to land, the birds may land on the head of the Buddha statue. And if the birds want to defecate or pass their waste, they do onto the Buddha statues. That is really disrespect. The statues of the Buddha are not a decorative items. The statues, the Buddha is not a decorative item. It is a respectable item to be venerated by all the people. So you must have an allocated place, you must have a special higher place at your home to worship that. I believe, I trust all of our Sunday school children, they may have a special allocated place to worship the Buddha Sadhu, the Buddha statue. Good, I believe that. Having placed that statues in a separate place at your home, how should you venerate the Buddha then? That is another question I asked you. How do you venerate the Buddha? Children, listen to me. You must at least offer some flowers to the Buddha. At least flowers. Why do I say at least? Because sometimes you are very lazy. You don't treat the Buddha as a worthiest person. Why do I say that? Because I want you to respect the Buddha by offering some kind of puja items. At least please offer some flowers. You should offer flowers, or you can offer some water, pen, blessing water, and pure water to the Buddha. And if it is in the morning, you can offer some soft drinks and some solid food like milk, rice, or some other kind of things, or cereal, bread, or whatever things that you prepare. Before you consume, please offer something to the Buddha. And if it is in the afternoon, do you still offer milk, rice after 12 to the Buddha? Do you offer some kind of other solid food like bread or buns or whatever things after 12 to the Buddha? No, you can't do that. You should not do that. If you want to offer some solid food, it has to be before 12. It has to be from morning before 12. If you still want to offer something after 12, them have to be soft drinks, flowers, water, or fruit juice, and so on, but not solid food. Right? Please do so. Please do so every day. If you can't find some food, it's okay. At least please try to offer some flowers at least every day. I'm pretty sure that you may able to find some flowers from your garden. It doesn't have to be many flowers. at least one single flower per day would be great. And then we are helping ourselves by doing those activities. We are helping ourselves by doing those services to Buddha. I know, you all know, Buddha can't consume the food. Buddha can't consume the soft drinks. Why do we offer? We offer to the Buddha thing for the sake of our life. We're helping our life. We're helping ourselves by offerings to the Buddha. When you do those services to the Buddha, as I said, 4 great qualities are developed in us. What are those 4 great qualities? Your long life is increased, your beauty of complexion is increased, and your physical and mental strength is developed, and your happiness is developed. So please practice these beautiful teachings to the Buddha. Not only that, if you do those services to the Buddha genuinely and actually, then you will be protected by the Buddha. You yourself will be protected by the Buddha and by his teaching, by his monks, if you practice these beautiful teachings of the Buddha. That's why I kindly tell you, my dear children, please worship the Buddha at least once a day with flowers or soft drinks. You can do it before you go to school or before you go to bed. Try to do it as a daily routine and try to do it as a daily practice. And next category of people to be venerated is venerable monks. Venerable monks are the noble disciples of the Buddha who brings to the teachings of the Buddha, who brings the message of the Buddha to the world. And they have renounced their lay life, aiming towards to attain enlightenment. So monks. Monks are the next category of people to be respected. How do we respect monks? If you invite monks to your home, how do you respect them? Before they enter into your house, you must wash their feet before they enter into your house. You must use some pure water and you must wash their feet. Right? It's a great wholesome activity actually. You can do it. Humbly, you can do it. Your humbleness will be shown if you can practice that. And having washed the feet of the monks, you kindly request them to step on the carpet. White cloth or white carpet. We call pavada in Sinhala. So you ask them to step on it and walk on it. And having a step on it, do you ask monks to sit on the floor or on the chairs without arranging, without anything arranged? No, you should not do that. How do you ask monks to sit on the chairs? You must have placed white clothes, piece of white clothes on the chairs before monks are seated. You must have arranged that special seated for monks before they come into your house. And after they come into your house, you must ask respectfully them to sit on the chairs with white clothes. And when the monks are seated, do you go and sit them parallel with each other? No. You should not sit with them equally on the chairs with them. If you do that, you disrespect them. You should not sit with them equally or parallel each other. You sit on the floor and you should worship them. And you should greet them courteously, with respect. And you should ask, Venerable monk, do you want to get something to drink? Venerable monk, do you need something? And so on. That's how you should ask. And there is special terms for monks, for you to use, especially when you address monk. But in Australia, you usually use English words, English to address monks, to talk with monks. So when you speak English, it's okay. But if you speak in Sinhala, there are special terms for you to use for monks. Like if you want to give something, you should say offer in English, puja karanawa in Sinhala. And if you want to know whether monk has eaten or not, you must ask Dane Valanduwada, have you eaten your food? Something like that. So there are special terms for monks, for you to use for monk when you address the monk, right? So I don't have much time to go in details. So the second category of people to be respected and venerated are venerable monks. If you do those services, the four things are developed: your long life, your beauty of complexions, your physical strength, and also your mental strength, and also, what is the next one? Your happiness. And the third category of the people, who do you think? The third category of people to be respected. Now come your parents. Your parents are the third category of people to be respected. At your home, they are the worthiest people to be respected. Why do we have to respect our parents? What have they done for the sake of our life? Children, why do you think that you have to respect your mother and father? Why? Are they important to your life? Do you think they are very important to your life? Answer to me. Look at your parents, if they are with you now. Are they important to you? Yes, they are definitely important to our life. Without our father, without our mother, we will not have this kind of beautiful life in Australia. It's all because of your father, it's all because of your mother, and it's all because of your parents' great dedication. You are here now. And according to one of the beautiful discourses of the Buddha, is in the Singalovada Sutta, the advice given to this young person called Singala. In that sutta, Buddha has explained 5 duties that our parents have done for the sake of their children. They have done 5 duties, children, for you. 5 duties. How many? 5 duties. What is the first one? Papa nivarenti. The best duty is to dissuade children from evil. They have prevented you from doing wrongdoings. Your house, your home is the first school in your life. And parents are the first teachers of your life. You usually get your elementary education from your father and mother, right? Your father and mother is the first teachers at your home. They are the one who taught you these things are to be done and those things are not to be done. It is your mother and it is your father tells you this thing is not good to do. This thing is not useful thing to be done. And it is your father and mother pointed out you to recognize what are the good things to be done and what are the bad things not to be done. It's because of your father and mother. You might have gone wrong. You might have gone bad person. You might have become a bad person and terrible person in your life if they have not instructed you, if they have not taught you your elementary education. We can say that careless parents directly or indirectly impart an elementary knowledge of telling lies, cheating, dishonesty, slandering, revenge, shamelessness, and fearlessness to their children, careless parents. The elementary education is very important for their children. They usually get their elementary education from your father and mother. So your father and mother, they dissuaded you from evils. Papa Nivarenti. That's the first service duty that they have done for the sake of your life. And the second duty they have done for you, Kalyane Nivesenti. The second duty is they have persuaded you to do good things. If your mother knows, if your father knows that if you're going to do something wrong, if you're going to tell lies, if you touch hot water, or if you touch fire, or if you touch a snake, or if you touch whatever things, because when we are very young, we usually touch everything. We usually pick them and we put them in our mouth. That's how we do, because we don't understand what is good and bad, what is dangerous or what is harmful or not. We always touch things. So it's your father and it's your mother tells you, no, you shouldn't do that. It is bad. No, please don't do that. It is bad. It harms you. It may cause you damages. So that's our father and mother persuaded us to do good things. If you tell lies, our mother and father tells us, don't tell lies because it's bad. If you take alcohols, if you take drugs, or if you take other things, it is our father and mother tells us not to do that. And so on. In our life, a lot of bad things can be avoided due to the instructions of our mother and father. It is because of our father and mother we usually learn to be a good person and to do good things, not from anyone else. It's because of our father and mother. So you get your best education and good education from your father and mother. That's called Kalyane Niveshanti. That's second duty. And the third one, Sippan Sikkapenti. Our parents, they have tried their best to give their best education to their children. Sometimes our father and mother may have not got excellent education, best education to their life. Sometimes they have gone to the ruralist school in the village. Sometimes they may have walked, they may have stepped, they may have traveled miles away, miles and miles, or many kilometers to reach their school to get their education. That's how they got their basic education being in Sri Lanka before. But look at you, you all get your best education now. It's because of your father and mother. You can get distance learning, online learning, Zoom learning, whatever learnings, e-learnings, all those things you get from your parents. If your parents have not provided all these facilities for you, forget about it. You won't be able to get any kind of services, education. So our parents always, they try their best to give best education to their children. They always try their best to send their children to the best school in Victoria, in the world. And they work very hard. Sometimes they don't sleep at night. Why? They have to do many jobs. Sometimes they do just one job, they have to find part-time jobs. And sometimes they find other types of jobs. Why? They may have to do one or two, three jobs. They have to earn money. They have to earn money not for the sake of their life. They have to earn the money for yourself, for your children. They want to give you best education and best thing in your life. That's why they work very hard. So that's the duty of our children. They have done very good duty for your life. Sikkam, sikkapenti. The fourth one, patirupena dharena samyojanti. The fourth one may be not so suitable for you at this age. So our parents, they have selected a proper person for you to get married in the future, right? It's also our parents' duty. According to times of the Buddha, usually parents decide who to be got married with. They are the people who find a person for their children to get married, a partner, right? So that is their duty that they have done for our life. And the fifth one, same dayajjang niyadenti. So our parents' duty is that, fifth duty, they have handed over their inheritance to their children. Whatever they have got from their parents, from their grandparents, they want to allocate, they want to give those properties or inheritance to their children. They usually do that. If they have whatever valuable things, they always think about their children to provide or divide those properties accordingly. This is how our parents, they have done, and they may do for the sake of their life, throughout their life. So then look at them, children. Look at their life. They not anyhow like our parents. They have done tremendous job to bring you up here, to raise you up here. It is not easy task, it is not easy job to raise up a child or children. It's a really, really difficult task. But they have done. They have not let you to feel like anything shortage of your life. They have provided you all your necessities, all your requirements. You don't have to complain anything. You don't have to request for anything. You are provided with all your needs and requirements, right? That's how our parents do. So if they have done those 5 duties for the sake of your life, then in return, what you had to do, children? In return, you also had to do some things for the sake of their life. In the same sutta, in the same discourses of the Buddha has explained, he has uttered, he has taught for the children to done or do for 5 types of services for their children. What is the first one? Batone sambaisami. You have to support your parents with 4 requisites. What are those? You have to provide food, you have to provide them with drinks. Drinks means not liquor, okay? Maybe not now, maybe in the future. Here, drinks means like some kind of herbal drinks, some kind of nutritional drinks, some kind of soft drinks, okay? And clothing. And if they need some clothes, I mean, maybe not now in your age, but if you become like teenagers, if you become like 30s and 40s and 20s in your age, so you can practice those things. And also shelter and medication. So that's how we should provide with these 4 requirements to our parents. Shelter means you must provide a house for them. Please do not intend to send them to the old age home or on aged care home. You can take care of them without sending them to those aged care home, okay? So always provide them medication. If they are indeed in medication, please provide them. Please do not ever neglect them. Please provide them with these 4 requisites. And the second duty that you have to do is that Kiccang Nesang Karisami. You have to do some feeding, giving bath, rubbing their body, washing their feet, raising them and helping them whatever they find difficult to do. Maybe now your parents are strong, they are not very old enough now, but when they become old, they can't eat themselves. Someone has to feed them. Someone has to help to feed with drinks or something like that. So someone has to assist that parents or your father and mother to get dressed, right? So whatever needs, whatever activities they can't do by themselves, you have to assist them, you have to help them, you have to be with them, always with them. And also the third duty that you have to do is that kulavantang tapesami. You have to keep your good family tradition. You should not violate your good family tradition. Tradition of your family is very important. Lineage of your family is very important. Please do not violate it. Do not spoil it. You have to respect, you have to protect the family lineage of your father and mother. They may have protected, they may have had a good family lineage from their parents, from their grandparents, from their ancestors. So please try to keep their good image. Please try to protect their good image. That's a third duty that you had to perform towards their father and mother. And the fourth one, dayajang patipajami. You have to be worthy of their inheritance, their properties. Do not anyhow waste them. Please protect their inheritance, make use of their inheritance of properties for the sake of their own life and for the sake of their life as well. And also the most important one, Atachapanapetanan Kalakatanan Dakinang Anupadasanti. When they passed away in the future, please do not forget them to transfer merit. You had to transfer merits to your departed relatives, your departed mother and father in the future when they are gone. When they die, when they passed away, you still had to perform some religious activities and duties to remember your father and mother. So this is how Lord Buddha asks us to practice and do some services for our father and mother. This is how we should venerate it. This is how we should respect our father and mother in our life. And also, you have to speak pleasant words to your mother and father always. Please do not speak any harsh words towards your mother and father. If you speak harsh and bad words to your father and mother, that harsh words and bad words may cause bad feeling or sad feeling to your father and mother. It may cause them to feel sad and feel very devastated about yourself and about themselves. So please do not speak bad or unkind words towards your father and mother. Always try to use pleasant and kind words towards your father and mother. They will be happy and rejoice in your kind words and your pleasant words. And also, my dear children, I request you to worship your parents and worship your mother and father. Kneel down in front of your father and mother at least once a day before you go to bed or before you go to your school. You can do it. Don't think that you are the best person in your family, you are the most important person in your family, and you are the most respected person in the family, so your father and mother should respect you, so your father and mother should worship you. Don't ever think in such a way. That's a terrible and a bad way of thinking. You yourself have to humble enough to worship in front of your father and mother. Kneel down in front of your father and mother and worship them and respect them and venerate them. It's because of your father you got everything in your life. It's because of your father you got all the best education so far you have got in your life. No one else. It's because of your father. Don't forget about their services that they have done for the sake of your life. You have to keep that in your mind. You should always keep that in your mind and do all the services to your father and mother. And please be that in your mind. Please respect your father, kneel down with your father and mother at least once a day, either before you go to school or either before you go to bed at night. Okay? I will ask your parents whether you do it or not when I meet them again. Please put those practices, please apply those beautiful teachings to your life, and please practice those beautiful teachings of the Buddha in your life. Then, if you do those services, if you practice, if you venerate, if you respect in that way, then these 4 great qualities in you are developed, are increased. Your long life is definitely increased. Your beauty of complexion is increased. Your happiness is increased. And your physical and mental strength is increased. If you are ugly now, if you are not handsome now, and if you want to increase your handsomeness and also your beauty and your prettiness, please, in your next life, not in this life, in your next life, please practice those things. Please practice these beautiful teachings. Please venerate and respect to the respectable person, to the Buddha, monks, nuns, and your parents and grandparents and your elderly sisters and brothers. And then you can increase so-called those 4 kind of qualities in your life. Okay? Then you don't have to apply those cosmetic products or all those requirements just to modify yourself to appear as a pretty or handsome person. You get yourself beauty and pretty and handsome in your next life if you practice these beautiful teachings of the Buddha. This is all about today's Dhamma talk. I wish you all the best and good luck, and I will see you in our next Dhamma talk. May the triple gems be with you, and I wish you all the best. Stay safe, and may the noble triple gems be with you and protect you, and may no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may you always experience good health and good luck. Wish you all the best. Teruvan Saranai.